Hi Stampers, welcome to Great Inspirations. My name is Kim Tolbert and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And today, which is October the 7th, Saturday, 2003, happens to be World Cardmaking Day. And I have been spending the day making cards and, just hanging out and having fun. So I thought I would show you some of the cards I made, but moreover, I thought I would talk to you about just some simple go-to layouts that I have that make card making easy, or easier for me, especially if I'm having trouble coming up with a design. I just go to my go-to layouts. And I like these layouts because they're versatile, and I also like them because if I'm making multiples of a card, say, for I need more birthday cards, or maybe for Christmas, or even for, Halloween, Thanksgiving, any other holiday, I get bored. So I like to have my focal image and then be able to change up the background or the layout. So these three layouts allow me to do that. Now, this layout is what I call basic because it's very basic. It's just an A2 card base, which means it's 8.5 inches long by 5.5 inches this way, and then it is scored and folded at 4 1/4 inches, and then that gives us the nice little 4 1/4 by 5.5 for our card front. And then all I've done is put a layer of designer series paper, and then I just used some dies to make a frame around my focal image, and then put some cute little pumpkins and a little jack-o'-lantern right on there. And then I carried that over, that same focal point, over to my next card design, and I call this a sidebar because all you do is take your card base and then take a piece of pattern paper, and it can be any width that you like. I make it the length of my card base, and then I just mat it on some contrasting cardstock, and there you go. Easy, easy. Now this one, and this one as well, both of these help me use up little pieces of scraps that I might have of designer series paper or even cardstock. So that's why I called this one the 3 scrap strips card. And as you can see, I just took 3 strips of pattern paper, matted it on some black cardstock, put them as evenly as I could across my card base, and then added my focal panel. Now, another thing that's great about these designs is you can change the orientation. And also, for example, this one, I could have turned it this way and put my focal panel, turn it around. But also, I could make these longer, make them this way, and I will show you a card like that in just a moment. And this one, I could very easily have turned this way, move this down a bit, turned around my focal panel, and had an even different card. Same focal panel, same ideas, just orienting the strips differently and my focal panel. And you can do the same with this. We could have turned it this way and just oriented our focal panel the other way. So this, as you can see, is a little Halloween card, and I used the Pick of the Patch stamp set from Stampin' Up, and I actually used the bundle because it has a coordinating punch, and here's the punch, and it punches out this pumpkin, the stem, and this leaf. The other images right here I just fussy cut. So there are cards for Halloween. Now, if you like to send cards for fall or Thanksgiving, well, I have used that same stamp set, and I created a card using this same layout. There's that. And then I created this card, but as you can see, I oriented it differently, like this. And then here is my little 3 scrap strip card, and I have long strips as opposed to short strips, but I have oriented it in the same direction, in the landscape direction. So there's that one. And now we'll move along to Christmas. And here is my very basic card. It's these cards. I just oriented it in the landscape direction. And then for the sidebar, I have, you can kind of see, it's exact same. Now for this one, I did have to cut the tree down just a little. But it is basically the same. And you may have noticed I do tend sometimes to change the, change up whether I use a square or circles or whatever. And that's just fine. It's still basically the same layout. And then here is the 3 scrap strips. And it is in the portrait orientation. Now for these 3 cards, I used 2 stamp sets. The Merriest Trees and also dies. And I just haven't gotten this set of dies on my magnetic sheets yet. But this, I use this die here. And I used this stamp on the inside. We wish you a Merry Christmas. And then the other stamps that I used is Beary Cute. And for that, that's where I got the Merry Christmas. And then I used, I think it's, I forget the name of the designer series paper, A Walk in the Woods or A Walk in Nature, something like that. It will be on my blog. And it had the bears, it had the trees and the bears, and that's how I die cut the trees from that designer series paper and the bears, and I used this bear punch from the Beary Cute bundle. So I just wanted to show you how you can take an idea, take a card layout, maybe change the direction, change the dies you use, but you can use it for all occasions. It can be your go-to design, and it just makes your card making that much easier because I just took the afternoon and made these cards. So as always, on my corresponding blog post, there will be a list of supplies, all my cutting measurements, pictures, and more. And the link to that blog post can be found in the description of this video. I hope you've all had a wonderful World Card Making Day. And until next time, stamp happy.